Rav Yehoshua Gertzulin es una persona que, gracias a Dios, he tenido el mérito de conocerlo durante varios años. Una persona que es un gran educador. Estuvo en México ya 18 años, tiene muchísima experiencia lidiando con papás y con niños que están pasando por todo tipo de momentos, y tiene una gran habilidad de poder escuchar y conectarse desde el lugar en el cual el niño se encuentra. Y es algo muy importante tener un líder que no solamente considera que la causa es buena, pero tiene la habilidad de conectarse a fondo, a raíz, con todo lo que implica este tipo de movimiento, este tipo de situaciones, este tipo de interacciones. Así que en este momento, por favor, Rab Yehoshua Gertzulin, lo invito a que diga unas palabras importantes acerca de este momento tan especial. Rab Gertzulin.
English or Hebrew?
English.
English, okay, like Rabbi YY. Bruchim aboim b'shem Hashem. Be'emet, I really would like to express my akaras hatoiv to the Rabbeinu Shalom and his special shliach here in Mexico City, Mrs. Rivka Peha. For initiating the foundation of this idea. I don't call it an organization, I call it an idea. An idea is much larger than an organization. An idea is the truth, an organization is just an organization. I first want to very shortly really thank all the people who made this happen. When I say Mrs. Rivka Peha, I mean Mrs. Rivka Peha and her family, who are extremely, extremely supportive. Her sons, daughters, son-in-laws, and daughter-in-laws are extremely involved. Thank you very much to them. This all started in her dining room table, around the table, together with Mrs. Sharon Bornstein, Mrs. Miriam Saba, Reb Nathan Rosenberg, and Mrs. Bea Sit. We brought here a Rav YY for him to present the idea. I'm not going to here present the idea. I'm going to say a few small remarks. I would like everyone to listen to Rabbi YY very intently as he explains this idea and its necessity. I want to say over a very short story that my Rebbe, Rab Chaim Zatzal, told me. And as I get older, there's many stories that he told me that come applicable. And by the time he told me the story, it was just a story. But, you know, the Rebbe knows what I need to know. And years later, I understand why he told me this story. Chaim Kreiswirth was a boy in Krakow, the Krakow Ili. At the time that this war broke out, he was in Poland. And he ran away from the war. He was there in Warsaw when it was bombed. He ran away. As he ran away, he was a few times caught by the Nazis, almost killed. Long story. He finally gets to Slobodka. In Slobodka, the mashgiach of the yeshiva Slobodka wanted him for a daughter-in-law, for a son-in-law, for his daughter. So he told his father-in-law, listen, we got to get out of here. The war is coming. The Nazis, Yamach Shemam, are killing people all over Poland. He said his shver told him, his shver was a Avram Gudzinski, the Teres Avram. His shver told him, Torah, Magna, Umatzah. Said Reb Chaim Kreiswirth, I'll bring you a raya that you're wrong. There's a halacha that a woman who was married 3 times and her husband passed away, she has a din of a katlanis. She can't get married again. However, if it's in a situation where her husband dies and there's yibum, to do yibum, you're allowed to marry even a katlanis, even a woman who 3 of her husband died, because it's a mitzvah. Shema mitzvah lo yeda davara. However, says the Chacham Tzvi, that how come a child, if it was machmas mila, a child who died because of the bris mila, you don't do a bris mila to the next brother. Says the Chacham Tzvi, why? Because by the first brother it was also a mitzvah, and shemer mitzvah didn't work. So therefore, you do not even do a bris milah. And therefore he said, we gotta get out of here as soon as possible. He got married, Erev Sukkos, Sheva Brachas Sukkos, the day after Sukkos he was out of there. Him and his wife were saved. Most of the Teres Avram's family perished in the war. I'm telling you now, I'm standing here not as a rabbi, even though I was introduced as a rabbi. I'm not standing here, it's still the Rabbanon. I'm standing here as a parent. I'm standing here as a parent who is struggling himself with a child. And this idea has changed our lives, and I've seen it change so many other people's lives that I feel I must. Mexico, Baruch Hashem, is a little bit more secluded, separate. Doesn't look like the rest of the world in this area, people think. I am telling you what my Rebbe told me. It's coming. If we think it's not coming, it's coming. And we gotta prepare ourselves. We can't sit here oblivious to it and just wait to see what happens. I brought Rabbi YY here in order for him to explain us what's going on, to explain us what we can do, what we have to do, and the importance of this sugya. I ask everyone to enjoy some good food. Be'ezras Hashem, Rabbi YY will present the sugya properly. And I do want to remind everyone that although that this issue is really a very intimate and private issue, because of the necessity to collect funds, we had to make this a little bit more public. And therefore I'm asking for the tzibur to understand that there is a need for finances, not millions of dollars, but there is a need of finances to translate stuff into Spanish, to send parents to be taught in New York. There are organizations to bring people here, and lots of other things. This is not the place to explain. So I'm asking if everyone can please enjoy themselves, but please help us by the end of the night that we achieve our financial goal. Yeshua Koyach. Thank you.